All right, I'm sitting down with Kristen Corral, the co-founder of Tacotarian. Kristen, thanks for sitting down with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Kristen, what is Tacotarian? What's this brand all about?
So Tacotarian is a plant-based Mexican concept founded in Las Vegas, and we serve really good Mexican food that just happens to be made with plants.
And when you started this brand, was there a demand for plant-based Mexican food, or was this just an opportunity you and your co-founder saw in it?
I mean, there was definitely an opportunity for plant-based food. In early 2018, there was probably like 15 vegan restaurants in Las Vegas. It was insane. There was a huge boom. But it's a personal alignment with our values. Carlos, my husband, and I have been plant-based for many, many years. And then he's from Mexico, and my other business partner's from Mexico. So that's kind of how it all came about.
I see a convergence of kind of two trends here, which is, first is that according to Technomic last year, Mexican food surpassed the pizza category as one of the largest menu categories. So obviously, the demand for Mexican food is huge in the U.S.
Huge.
But also, there's a real growing health movement now, too. So what do you see as consumers? What are they coming to Tacotarian for, ultimately?
I think our core base, you'd be surprised, is not people that are identifying as vegan or vegetarian. It's people that are living kind of a flexitarian lifestyle. Maybe like on Monday they eat Chinese food, on Tuesday they eat vegan tacos, on Wednesday. So they're adding this kind of in as like a healthier, more environmentally friendly option, but they're not living a full plant-based lifestyle.
Sure. So you guys have 8 or 9 restaurants by now?
We actually have 6 right now.
6 right now.
6 corporate stores, and then we're franchising.
But that's right. You guys are expanding through franchising. How do you see the franchise model work for Tacotarian?
Yeah, it's interesting. We held off on franchising for a very long time, and we considered growing corporate stores. But what we realized is that at our core, Tacotarian is a community-first restaurant. We're very engaged in our communities. We give back a lot to charities. And at scale, on a corporate level, that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
So if you find the right people and embed them in these communities, and they can be kind of this mom-and-pop owner, maybe they own 1, maybe they own 4, but they can really embed themselves in the community, it's just more aligned with our brand.
Sure. I imagine plant-based Mexican food, I mean, that's a lot more complex than some other franchises out there. So I imagine that requires a lot more work to find the franchisees.
Yeah, although you'd be surprised, we get a lot of people that are leaving the tech space. That's huge. And then a lot of people that are culturally aligned with vegan food, like the Indian population. For them, this is a great option because it aligns with their core values. They're interested in restaurant spaces, but maybe they didn't want to serve meat. And then obviously a lot of people that are just living this lifestyle are also interested.
Sure.
And then of course you have the other people that are just in the restaurant and the franchise space.
Sure, yeah. So as you grow, I mean, you're going to go into new communities. You've already grown outside of Vegas, right?
Yeah, we're in San Diego. Yeah.
So I mean, as you go into new communities, obviously brand messaging, positioning becomes really important. You're about to talk about marketing here at the show. I mean, how do you position this brand both to, markets that you're already in, but also these new markets you're going into?
Yeah, so we are, again, most of our marketing is grassroots, organic, earned media, and we'll continue to use that play. We do a lot with like local news, and so we'll help coach our franchisees through that because that's a huge way to build brand awareness, and it's typically free. We do a community outreach, so we partner with charities. So again, that's a great way for charities to bring their donor base in to try Tacotarian, and then we give back to them in return. So those are a couple of the things that we do. We also have our e-commerce line. So for that, we're already pushing out advertising nationwide. So people are already starting to see the brand in their feed and recognize it. So when it comes to their city, they'll feel like, oh wait, I've seen Tacotarian before.
Sure, yeah. Obviously, like I was talking about, this category is growing a lot. I mean, you have that Chipotles of the world that occupy this space. Obviously plant-based is a differentiator, but what are the other ways in which you tell consumers, new and potential consumers, like, here's where we differentiate, why you should choose Tacotarian?
Yeah, I mean, Chipotle's a little different model because it's kind of like a walk-through line, pick your base, pick your this. We're more of a fast casual, so you order off the menu. We have a pretty robust menu. We have 15 different tacos. It's a variety of meats that we make in-house, like proteins that we make in-house. We have a couple store-bought. We have a lot of plant-forward veggie ones. So there's really something for everyone.
Yeah.
So that's something that sets us apart. A lot of people, too, identify Mexican food as like one subset of Mexico that they've been to on vacation.
Oh, yeah.
And what we've done really well is blended an array of different areas of Mexico and what the cuisine looks like. So stuff from the south, stuff from the north. And so we've done a good job of that, which I think differentiates us as well.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So 6 locations. I mean, I imagine at this point in your growth, it's challenging, right? I mean, growth is hard for any restaurant, especially where you guys are at now. But what are some of the biggest issues today that you guys are facing, that are kind of hurdles to that growth?
the biggest hurdle, honestly, is like we're kind of the bottleneck, right? Because we want to grow, but we don't have like this huge cash flow yet to like start hiring all these people. But then we need people to help us grow. So that's kind of like where we're at that hurdle where I've been told like once you get over like 10, 12 stores, that's where things kind of start to settle in. But that's the biggest hurdle. And then of course, it's like finding that first couple franchisees. Like nobody wants to be the first, nobody wants to be the guinea pig, right? So even when people are in love with the brand, they see the vision, they're like, well, I don't know if I want to be the first.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hard to really wrap your head around all of the various challenges going on today, all the headwinds, right? The economic headwinds, gas prices obviously being a big part of the conversation today, labor costs, food costs. Somehow though, here we go, like 6 years on from the greatest global calamity any of us have ever seen, one thing after another. I mean, the restaurant industry has been resilient.
Yes.
What's been key for Tacotarian getting through all of these various issues that we face?
I think we've made a lot of pivots. I think we continue to evolve like our systems, our processes. We surround ourselves with people that have done this before. We've hired really great consultants. We've introduced some good technology. Obviously, we just launched with Thanks like 90 days ago. Loyalty is a huge part of our business. So things like that and really just continuing to evolve and learn as we grow has helped us a lot.
All right, so look into the future. I mean, obviously franchising, exciting to be growing. What else do you hope to accomplish with the Tacotarian brand?
I mean, of course, I would love to see Tacotarian in every major city across the U.S. would be my dream, but that's going to take time because we're not just like selling franchises to anyone. We're being very intentional about who we bring into our brand because, like you mentioned, it is a more complicated concept. It's a bigger menu. There are things that have to be made in-house. So we really want to make sure we find the right people. We train them well. All their staff is trained properly. So it's going to be a slow burn, but we're excited to see where the future goes.
You know, we're here at the show. I mean, this show is always a great sort of mid-year check-in on how the industry's going. But I'm also like, what are some of the tools, solutions available to restaurant operators? I mean, what do you see as being some of the more exciting trends in the industry right now that you think could be applicable to Tacotarian?
I mean, of course, AI is huge. Everyone's talking about AI, but figuring out how we really merge that in and make it work for us without creating additional work. And that's something that I talked to you earlier about is like, I see all these tools, but I'm like, I'm going to have to do a lot of work, and that doesn't seem appealing to me. So I think we're on the horizon of where we're really getting into like, okay, this is actually going to become like an employee. And I think that's exciting. Of course, I think like the loyalty space is exciting, but figuring out when all these tools really start to talk to each other is going to be like the biggest hurdle that the restaurant tech industry needs to overcome because a lot of them don't work well together yet.
I'm right there with you. It's just like, I understand where AI could be useful.
Yes.
It's that I have to take like a day to set it up to be useful, and who has the time to be able to do that? So, okay, so 2026, you just mentioned to me, like, you're hopeful. I expected a lot of people to be kind of maybe downcast, you know, because like, for God's sake, like there's just one thing after another this industry has to face, but you are hopeful, you're optimistic. Why is that?
I'm always optimistic because I feel like what else do we have to do? Like we have to be optimistic and we have to look at what we can do with what we have. And things, again, I know I keep saying this, but like working on our loyalty program, like driving second, third, fourth purchases to our existing customers instead of trying to have to acquire new ones. Things like that, changing menu items, getting creative with LTOs. Those are all things we can control and that we should be utilizing. If we just focus on like the negative, then that's not really going to fix our problem, right? So I typically tend to be optimistic because I like to be. But 2025 was not a great year. I'm not going to lie.
I got to ask you too, Las Vegas. I hear a lot of people telling me that business is down in Vegas because tourism is down in Vegas.
It is.
Do you feel like that's teaching you anything about the Tacotarian brand to get through that? I mean, what's Vegas doing to come back?
Vegas is doing a lot. I mean, the Strip is getting creative. Casinos are now accepting Canadian money, which is interesting to try to get Canadian, because we lost a huge chunk of Canadian tourism. Tourism was down, I think, 10% in 2025.
Wow.
But the good news is conventions are back up over 8% in 2026. Obviously, convention tourism is huge for us.
Sure.
So that's looking good. And we're seeing like a lot of events, more concerts, more things. The city's trying. They're doing a lot, but it's been tough.
Yeah, sure.
And what people don't realize is like, when tourism is down in the city, it affects businesses across the city, not just businesses that operate on the Strip.
Right. All right, last thing I wanted to ask too, because you're going to be talking about marketing. I've seen you really kind of put yourself out there as kind of like the face of Tacotarian. You're making some great content, which I can say because I'm a content maker. I'm supposed to be doing this stuff. But you're doing a great job at that. I'm wondering why do you find that to be an important part of what you're doing in the restaurant space?
You know, I find that a lot of people reach out to me and say like, hey, I really like how honest you are online about what works, what doesn't work, what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. I think it's easy when we live in this society where everyone's online and putting out what they say and what they think you should do, and a lot of people have never done it.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to hear from people that are doing it. And like, these are the lessons that we've learned. These are our mistakes. I mean, I've made huge mistakes in e-commerce that cost us a lot of money. So like putting those out there and letting people know like, hey, don't make the same mistakes. I think that's important. I also think in 2026, you don't get to hide behind your brand anymore.
Right.
Like, people want to buy from people that they see every day. What differentiates you from the taco place down the street or the pizza place down the street?
Right.
Well, it's you. It's you. So if people see that you are the business, that you own this business, that it's important to you, that it's your livelihood, that it's your family's livelihood, they're going to be more inclined to support you when times get tough.
Those are wise words. That's really smart. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Kristen Corral, co-founder of Tacotarian. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks.